Hey guys, Garry from Tremis Dynamics. Today's plan is to do Minuteman Loadout. The idea behind it was a video response from a video that James Yeager did a little while ago, and Reid Henrich just did one last week. And I thought it'd be cool if, fucking all the 3%ers or, modern day Minutemen or whatever, you want to call yourself, if everybody did a video response, it seemed like it'd be a, pretty cool idea. But before we go any further, just so that nobody's confused, the idea isn't to just copy everything that James Yeager does. Admittedly, he has a few hundred videos, so it's hard to not duplicate, subjects. But I share a lot of his videos with a lot of people, and then I have students who ask me, well, what's your take on that? So, some of the things, were presented a little differently, and, when I made my video, it wasn't really for his audience, it was for my audience. A much smaller audience, but better looking. Anyway, James is a friend of mine. I've considered him a friend for a number of years. Reid did his video. I consider Reid a friend of mine. And, if they want me to stop, all James has to do is say, hey, stop copying my videos. But this time, you better mean it. All right, so let's get around and do this modern day Minuteman Loadout video. All right, so let's look at this in a couple different layers. And I'm going to start with my most base layer. And you guys may have saw my last video about the London Bridge Trading gear bag, rolling three-wheel gear bag with some model number that's listed on the video. In that, I have everything at this point packed up and ready to go. Well, not at this point because I unpacked to put it on the video, but everything's going in the London Bridge Trading gear bag. So for base layers, we're looking at synthetic Adidas underwear, synthetic 511 shirts, like the Under Armour style. I got these back when the Under Armour shirts still had the seams across the shoulder, and wearing heavy ass armor at the time. I was wearing steel plates. This thing weighed like fucking 90 pounds. But those seams actually hurt. So 511 was making them with the raglan sleeve, I guess it's called. And the seams were more towards the front and back. So I bought a bunch of those. But the Under Armour ones now are cool. And I think I got a Blackwater gear run. A bunch of companies are making them. So, but synthetic just for its wicking properties, and I actually like these in the summer and the winter. Wigwam synthetic hiking socks, kind of a medium weight, but a decent amount of cushion. Right now packed in the bag, I got a pair of Thor OTB boots, kind of a medium weight hiker. Got a heavy mountaineering boot, like the Buddhistan, which I like those too. But OTB no longer exists as a company, so as I wear these Thors out, I'm going to replace them with something made by Marr. I just don't know what model yet. So that's me in the skivvies. After that, we're looking at a regular pair of Multicam Vdu Pants. Those pants being held up by Jones Tactical Everyday Carry Belt. You won't be able to get one of these because they're about 7 years behind. Okay, maybe not 7 years, but lately I've been hearing a lot of people complain about how their backlog. So I recommend Special Operations Equipment. They make a belt that's nearly identical to this, and there are other ones of these in my house that are made by SOE, and they're the shit, so buy one of those. For a top, it really depends on the weather, so I have a couple of things in the bag depending on what the fucking situation dictates. Multicam Vdu style, or I guess it's made by True Spec, so it's like the True something tactical reaction TRU top. I guess it's kind of like an ACU cut with the angle pockets and elbow pad pockets and Velcro galore or whatever. But it's got a zipper instead of buttons, and I'd rather have a flat zipper than the buttons that poke in the chest. If it's warmer out, I have this top by Proper. I don't even know if it mentions what it's called, but the sleeves are a typical BDU ACU style with I cut the Velcro off, but it's got the elbow pad pockets, and It's got a collar that flips up. Maybe I'll throw this thing on and show you. But the body is made by Cordura, and it's a no melt, and it almost feels like a heavier t-shirt material. But so it's not quite as wicking as, like, say, the Under Armour, but it's not going to melt to you if you catch it on fire. And I liked it just because it was multicam pattern too, but it really is nothing like the material on the sleeves. And the shoulders have a big gusset in them so that it doesn't bind up, and the neck folds up so that your chest rigs and shit don't get in the way. It's a pretty slick shirt, but it's not real warm. So, you know, I might be wearing this and then add this over top of it. You know, it's all in the bag, so in case I need it, I need it. In that same aspect of a jacket, you know, depending how cold it is, I did the review of the Condor soft shell Summit. I think it's the Summit soft shell. I have a bunch of those in different colors. I wear them all the time. But that's the one that's in my loadout bag. Also tucked away in the bottom of the loadout bag is an old school extreme cold weather system rain parka. I know it's not multicam, but it's old school cool because it's woodland. I'll take woodland Vdu. It might not be multicam, but it's also not $200. And it's not ACU because that shit's fucking gay. And to top it off, my number one hat. Yes, I have enough hats that they are my number one and my number two and whatever. It's even got a little light on it. But that's what it is for clothing. So now that we have clothing out of the way, let's go to some gear. Alright, so we'll talk about some gear that's going on my fat ass. Working from the head down, pair of Peltor Sport Tacks. Have all the wires able to go to push to talk on a ham radio. Oakley's, fast jackets, way to go. Lenses change out easy. In the bag with the Oakley's, I have a couple sets of lenses so that whatever the lighting conditions are, I can have some eye protection on. Also, there is a set of contact lenses in there because I wear contacts, and you never know when you need a fucking set of contacts, you need a set of contacts. So, working down past that, we have my armor rig. It is a Mayflower APC. Attached to it is ATS chest rig that unclips, comes on and off. I do have all the straps to run the chest rig by itself in there. I got a Mayflower harness on the ATS rig because I'm like that. But let's take a closer look at it and see what's in it. Alright, so here's my armor set up. What it is a Mayflower assault plate carrier. Inside of that are some high density polyethylene plates. They're pretty thick, but they weigh 3 pounds for the pair of them, or some shit like that. They're light. They're not as they're more protective than steel plates. There are ceramics that are more protective than those, but they're light enough that I'll wear them. And it doesn't matter how fucking awesome they are if they sit in my closet. So I went with light and small enough for me to actually get out and use the damn things. So on the assault plate carrier, I used the Swift Clip kit, I think that's what it's called, to attach a chest rig to that. And you can use the Mayflower chest rigs. I think the Haley ones are lined up perfect. The ATS gear ones are not, so I have a local stitch bitch move some straps over so that I can put this on here. And what I didn't want to do was lower the plate carrier so that my heart wasn't protected, and I didn't like my magazines being up around my chin, so I made it more like a belly rig on top of a chest rig, on top of an armor carrier. So in it I've got 6 magazines on the chest rig itself, plus a 7th magazine over here in a pouch that is actually on the assault plate carrier. That one is harder to get into. That magazine is a different color with different base plates on it, and it's the only one that has a flap. And that magazine's loaded with tracers. If I gotta shoot people with it, fuck it, they'll shoot fine. But if for some reason I want tracers, at least that one I know which one it is in the dark. by location, by feel, in the daylight, by color, so at least I differentiated it if I need to for some reason. So 6 PMags, Blue Force Gear 10-speed, and the chest rig itself, that's got me 6 mags plus a 7th one here, 2 on the gun, that's 9 magazines, you know, that's a fine loadout without overloading myself. You'll notice the back of the carrier, completely slick, nothing on it, makes it great for sitting in a car. Okay, maybe not great, but better than having a camelback and a med kit and all that shit back there. So, back to being up front, I've got 2 cat tourniquets, one on either side. Those are already adjusted so that I can fit them over a leg. I don't have to fuck with them if I pull them out. This pouch over here, I've got a Baofeng ham radio. Cables can run out attached to my push-to-talk and to my earphones. Also, and that's in a pouch inside this pouch, so it's harder to fuck with it. There's also multi-tool, chem lights, and there's actually a little bit of space in there if I want to add some stuff. This pouch on the other side has a pull-out medical tray that is loaded with, or nearly overloaded with stuff. But you pull that out, parts going everywhere, and you've got med kit ready to roll. So the only other thing I have back there is a tiny pry bar, because lots of times a Gerber isn't enough shit, doesn't have enough ass to open shit up. So a little pry bar is kind of handy. But all in all, that's the highlight of the rig itself. I'm also capable of unclipping the chest rig. Wearing just armor if I wanted to run slick. I'm not coming up with a lot of situations where I want to run slick, but a lot of guys that are deployed, this is a great idea for them because they're mandated to wear armor at all times. And if you got to go, you know, to the chow hall, do you really want to be wearing your fucking, you know, 73 magazines? So that part's pretty cool. But you can also then take the straps straight from Mayflower and hook those right up to the chest rig and run the chest rig without armor. So, you know, whatever the situation dictates, I got it covered and the shit's in my loadout. And below that, on the waist, my war belt. I'll put a link for the video for I have a video on the war belt. Nothing really has changed on it at this point. No longer doing the gay ass fanny pack. It is simply a padded Molly belt sleeve on a Cobra belt. I have one Safariland 6004 cut down with a Tops buck knife collaboration in there, M&P 9mm in it, 2 magazines on the other side, and I've been keeping a pair of Southwest Motorsports gloves hanging from that as well. The belt sleeve is made by ATS, the belt inside is made by original SOE gear. To go along with that, small salt pack. It is a Grey Ghost gear. I tell you the model, but I don't know what it is. It's the lightweight. It's like a 500 veneer Cordura. They also have one made out of light lock, which is a much lighter weight material than this. One pouch in the back. I got removable pouches on the side. It does not have removable straps, which is fine. I don't plan on putting them on my armor. I used to keep Camelback in here. It'll probably have to get one back in there again, but if you don't clean those things, they get fucking moldy. Who knew? So on top of that, we got my Mark 18, which is a hybrid Colt Noveske Daniel Defense. I got a whole video on the Mark 18. I don't think anything has changed on it since that video, because I'm fucking happy with it and find no need to change anything on it. All that stuff packed into my London Bridge Trading 3-wheel loadout bag. It's got plenty of room to spare. I did a video just on that bag. If you need a big fucking bag, that one works pretty well. Alright, that pretty much covers everything that's in the bag. There'll probably be about another 30 loaded magazines in there as well. Because, well, that's what I own. It's like 30 some loaded magazines. Extra pistol mags would be in there. Basically, if I needed to grab and go, I would grab my loadout bag that was packed with all the stuff you just saw. I'd probably grab my bug out bag, because that's got a lot of extra gear in it as well. Some of it's a little redundant, but we can deal with that. But so I'd be, have a full loadout ready to go in a couple of bags, and have more gear than I needed, and I could be out of the house in 4 or 5 minutes. You know what? Chicks are right. This shit does look sexy.